Will drops from the ceiling, stabbing the Baskerville in the shoulder, leaving Sound like, oh, this can't be the same laggard, the same
He's better than me?
magic ant that I've been bullying.
Wisteria, the world of trash talking. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. This anime is peak, bro. Freaking peak. I love it. And season 2 is coming out like right now. It's gonna be amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much why I wanted to.
My name is Will Surford, and I'm low-key a bum. I mean, all over campus, everybody calls me a muggle. They call me a mudblood. The teachers ain't even on my side either. They're saying, yo, you're bringing disgrace to this school, you magic ain't. I guarantee you.
It's crazy out here, bro. It's crazy.
You think of any slur they could use for people who can't use magic, they have said it to me. But at least it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. At least I don't look like Asta, vertically challenged and horrible.
Nah, that's crazy. Oh, nah. Bro, there's no way he did highlight this to. Oh my.
Horizontally gifted. I don't know why they made him look like this post-time skip, but thank God my mangaka didn't do it to me. And oh yeah, I still cook.
Yeah, he is attractive. He's attractive as hell.
Yo, Wistoria was really like that. A 12-episode, 1-season anime that had you locked from the first episode. And I'm not gonna lie, it didn't have Attack on Titan level writing. It didn't have Code Geass level writing, but it was still a good watch. And can we talk about the animation? The animation was genuinely insane. They did not have to make it this fluid for.
I think the writing was pretty good for what it was. It's basically like a Black Clover if it was like a dungeon crawler type anime. I love it. Okay.
Colette pushing him out of the way, but that's enough just talking about.
I love pretty much all the characters. I think they could have shown my girl more. But like this yellow haired woman, like this woman. But I like all of them pretty much.
The title for the anime. That's enough just talking about the animation that I haven't shown y'all yet because I'm talking too much. So let's sit back, grab your snack, and let's focus up. So we have our main character, Will Surford. I mean, the intro explained all of that. And obviously the intro also explained he can't use magic. He literally is Asta, but imagine better animation and more likable. Yes, I said it.
Oh, he hates Asta? Wait, why hate Asta? Wait, Asta's a nice guy. I mean, he is stupid a lot of times, but he's still a nice guy. I kind of hate that he doesn't realize Noelle likes him and shit. But he's still a nice, and also the yellow hair woman, orange hair woman, I meant. I think I like her more, Mimosa. I think I like her more. That's just me though.
I don't.
But he's still a nice guy. What's wrong with Asta?
Like Asta, I'm not gonna lie, Yami's the GOAT though. But Will's teacher basically calls him up and he's like,
Yami is the GOAT. At least he said that. Okay. I hate Yuno more though. Okay. Listen, I understand the Asta hate somewhat, but I just hate Yuno more. And so, if we were to compare them, I have to just always be like Asta. Oh, okay.
Yo,
it's like one of those better of the two evils type.
I'm gonna need to see you use magic, or guess what? You're out this school, buddy. And he already knows Will literally can't use magic. He did this literally just to hate for the love.
Also, I'm not gonna spoil it, but in the first episode of the second season, bro. This man, I hate this guy. No, actually, I hate this guy, bro. Like, you'll see if you watch it, you'll. But holy crap, I hate this guy. He gives a test. I hate him. Anyways.
Use magic, or guess what? You're out this school, buddy. And he already knows Will literally can't use magic. He did this literally just to hate for the love of the game, by the way. Some people take it to extents that we have never seen before. Like, I'm sorry, but you mean to tell me you have Harry Potter himself in your class? You have magic spellcasters who can cast no incantations. You got Rudius Grey Rat, some of the best mages in the world. And you call the one dude who can't use magic on purpose? It's one thing if the students hate you, but if your own professors hate you too, bro, you gotta pack it up and leave.
Hey, magic ain't there's something you can't do?
Bibbidi bobbidi, alakazam abracadabra, boom!
Oh, you dirty mudblood. No way our school has someone like you living here. Can no one help you at this point?
And
I won't lie to you though, that guy, he's low-key a tsundere. Like, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest, he's low-key, like, not in a romantic way, but like, in a fatherly way, I guess. He's like somewhat a tsundere.
But you can't guess who the rival is. Nah, definitely not the dude with red hair when the main character has blue hair. Definitely not the dude who talks like he's a wannabe Bakugo. Nah, dude could never be the rival. But he makes some fire for Will because he's like, yeah, if you can't do it, I'ma get you right, twin. I'm low-key just doing this to embarrass you in front of all the girls and everybody in the class and the teacher himself. But hey, I got you. And after class, we see Sion and the 3 Disney bullies basically bullying Will, saying, I know you go into the dungeon and you get all these small fry to kill, but they're not going to get you enough points to graduate, my boy. This gonna be real ironic soon. But Colette slides to Will's spot, keeps him safe from Sion, and this reminds me of one time in 6th grade.
Colette is a G. I'm pretty sure the red hair guy likes her too.
When I was getting bullied and a girl came to my defense, except it's embarrassing because I was being bullied by a girl and the girl came to my defense. But you know, let's lock in and keep pushing. But
you are interested in the. Never mind. You are interested in being degraded like that. No, never mind.
Will gets to spit in straight game, something
maybe the girl who was bullying you liked you. Maybe
your homeboy cannot do. Colette's walking with them saying, yo, doesn't Sion talking all that trash get you annoyed? You know, worked up? Doesn't he get under your skin? And Will's saying, yeah, you know, sometimes it does get to my head, but I got a cute girl like you to walk with. Bang. I don't know who was feeding Will what information they were feeding him, but it was straight green all day. Not a single miss from his side of the court. And this got her flustered, worked up. Cause think about it like this. This is like if a brown shirt in 2K came to you at the park asking to run with you when you guys are 90 overalls and going against demons. You guys are not winning with that brown shirt. But he hits the LeBron pose and looks at the top of the tower feeling like David Martinez saying, yo mom, I made it to the top of Arasaka Tower. And nah, I don't know why I said that because now I'm remembering Cyberpunk Edge Runners and I
didn't watch it because I heard Rebecca died. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I heard Rebecca was the best character in the show. And I just don't want to watch it at that point. Okay? So like, I'm sorry. Like I just hell no. Not gonna happen. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Getting sad. But he gives us some backstory about his childhood friend Elfie, and he's saying, I may not have magic and she may be the best mage this world has ever seen. At 10 years old, she went to the top of the tower, but nah, I'ma still love her. I'ma find my way up there and I'ma become a Magia Vander. No magic, by the way. And the Magia Vander is basically just the 5 strongest mages who hold up the barrier to protect them from the real sky, because if the barrier falls, a great cataclysm, great calamity, whatever is gonna happen. So they gotta keep that barrier up. And that really got me thinking, if he doesn't have magic, he literally can't keep the barrier up. But he does say he wants to be her sword and shield, so
he's got it. What are you telling me? No. My boy has it, bro. Also, actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. That's spoilers. But my boy has, okay? I believe in him.
Guess he'd be like a substitute. But then he meets with his professor, Professor Werkner, and Werkner's telling him, yo, you need 4 credits by the end of the day, or you're gonna be on the side of the road with the dwarves. You're gonna be doing some labor, some retail work. I don't know. You're gonna be working at 9 to 5, but you're not gonna be in the school no more. But then he tells him, yo, there's a 4-credit Baskerville on floor 6. Don't tell anyone I told you that. But Sion was eavesdropping. He's like, yep, I'ma go kill this thing myself. And nope, his friends ended up getting cooked.
By the way, he was going there, I'm pretty sure he was going there, not even to get the credits himself, but just so my homeboy wasn't in the school anymore. Now that's some bullshit, bro. That dude, like, that is some tier 1, like hate, like, words are hard. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
and he's shooting level 1 fireballs at this monster doing no damage, looking like Mahito against Yuji. He was powerless. And Will's like, yeah, I mean, I could save him. That's not really a strong creature.
No, we could just let him die. I think this is where he should just let him die. Let him die.
But, you know, seeing him kind of look like this, you know, it's making me happy. All the times he bullied me, I have no reason to save this dude. But he gets a flashback of Elfie saying, I know the true you. You're kind and you're braver than anybody on this planet. And he's like, I
got locked in now. I can't.
I guess I can't disappoint the girl. So he grabs his glasses that he stole straight from my boy Bob from Minions. He puts them on his face. And he dashes in running at the Baskerville at mock speeds, and he takes...
Remember, wait, what did that say? Hold on.
From Minions. He puts them on his face. And he dashes in running at the Baskerville at...
Remember, it was an evil sentinel after recording, so I said Baskerville.
Mock speeds and he takes his sword out the sheath and blocks the attack head on. We see the professor that was hating from the jump and he's like, yo, Sion went into the dungeon, and Workner's like, oh really? Don't worry, he got Will with him. We see Will parry and attack, then parry 3 more before dodging the ground smash. And Will's about to turn up. He flies at him through the smoke but gets parried and starts running away, kicking up dust behind his every step like he's Roll Runner. But he runs up and cuts clean through the Baskerville's finger. I know Elfie's not watching right now, he did not have to pose. The Baskerville uses his ultimate attack, but Will's out of there. Impact frame.
It's because he just had to, he had to make it look good just for her, even if she's not there. He's just like that. He's a G, okay? Don't underestimate my boy Will. Do not underestimate my boy Will. Like,
for no reason. Will almost gets hit with an attack midair, but he parries it, of course. But the follow-up sends him into a new shot, flying back. He then gets hit with an onslaught of debris, but he cuts through each and every single piece. And this put Will high up there on the ranks, this move right here. He runs up with a fake out and flash steps out the way. He deserves some sort of trophy for this. Will drops from the ceiling, stabbing the Baskerville in the shoulder, leaving Sion like, oh, this can't be the same laggard, the same.
He's better than me?
Magic ant that I've been bullying. Will then reflects his blade, making him stumble back. He weaves the next attack, then lands on the sword and starts rolling, looking like a fish flopping out of water. The Baskerville then swings him around, but he sees a rock, so he gets out the way and ends up dodging the kill. He's about to get hit by another attack, but he can read the attack patterns and weaves the next attack. Got the moonlight shining on him in all, and he cuts right through his arm, causing the Baskerville's sword to fly across the area. Will walks over to the sword and he picks.
This was crazy, bro. This was
up like he just got done playing Cyberpunk and he beat Adam Smasher and he's going back to his hideout for that shotgun. He has a standoff with the Baskerville one more time because this fight has gone on long enough. The Baskerville lets out a blast. There's no way this is a 4-credit monster, by the way, but Will does not care. He takes that sword and he splits straight through the beam and starts reflecting it. He then locks in and cuts clean through the monster. And can someone tell me how this cut right here resulted in us seeing his head fly in the sky? Cause
don't worry about it. Okay. Actually, no, I can't tell. It's the beam. Okay, so the beam hit the neck. Well, the slash hit like cut him through. That's why.
I'm not gonna lie, this does not look like he went for the head. It looks like he went for the torso. But then he walks over to Sion and he's like, yo, you good, bro? Sion's so heated, he's biting his tongue and he starts bleeding. And Will turns his sentinel in and he gets to stay at the school. We then find out the only reason they let Will attend the school, even though he has no magic, is because they used the poor dude as fish bait so Elfie could join the school and become a Magi event.
Nah, that's crazy. So he was a package. I forgot about that. Yeah, he was basically a package.
But both Workner and Lady Cauldron saw the true potential he had when she's like, yeah, I'm gonna attack your professor. What you gonna do about it? And he locked in. And Sion's lackeys that somehow survived this attack right here are saying, yo, Sion is moving crazy in that dungeon. He killed that Sentinel. 2 hits, no 1. Yeah, they're lying about everything they're saying, but I can't tell him the truth. I mean, if I tell him I got saved by a rookie level threat, I'm gonna get flamed for the rest of my life. So he presses Will, but Colette reminds him, yo, you gotta get out of here, buddy. You're really not like that. And he leaves. But then we see the professor, who's the big...
He was bad. He was bad. See, these are the 2 Sundays, okay? This is what I'm talking about.
Biggest hater of all time. We got Professor.
Now, I'm not gonna do it because his girl is waiting for him in the tower. But if this was a yaoi, bro, like, I'm just saying, the red hair man and my boy Will over here, like, anyways.
Edward talking to Miss Cauldron and he's saying, you gotta get Will out of here. I mean, that dude's bringing nothing but disgrace, shame. He's bringing nothing to this academy. And she's like, I bet. If you want to test the guy, you can test him. I let Workner have his run. It's your turn, buddy. And while Will's in the study hall studying with Colette, also spitting game on the side just for the love of the game, even though he truly doesn't love her because he likes Elfie, Edward pulls up and he's like, yeah, drop all you're doing. Come to the training hall right now, alone. And Professor Edward tells Will, you and me, we finna...
This guy is a psycho. I'm just gonna be honest. He's a psycho.
Run hands like 2 dudes that got cheated on by the same girl. Except this low-key a one-sided fight because I already know I'm finna win. But all you have to do is hit me once. You got that magic, ain't? So it's just like that. He opens up a spell under Will's feet, sets off an explosion, leaving him jumping back. And Edward's just unloading his whole clip of spells like David.
He doesn't even have his sword, bro. Like, this is crazy.
It's that one gonk. Until Will steps back and unleashes that Roadrunner yet again. Whole lot of spin moves like he's Sonic. You gotta give him an A+ for this. Turns into Evil Eye and he kicks the barrier, but he does no damage. He gets knocked back and hit with a move midair, causing him to crack his glasses when he hits the ground. And Edward starts move spamming, gunning him down like Will's on the front lines himself. And you got this man, Professor Edward, moving his wand like he's conducting
He thinks he's a fucking orchestra.
a symphony. I have never seen someone so happy to beat up a child because I think Will is literally 15, possibly 16. This dude's acting like he's at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City.
This is not your magic opus, bro.
Conducting a symphony. Beethoven came back from the dead to play one last show, and he's acting like he got the honor to conduct that. No, my boy, you're picking on a kid who can't even use magic. Lock in. But while this is happening, Kiki, Will's familiar, pulls up to Colette bleeding, and Kiki's like, yo, get this sword, bring it to Will. He is getting cooked right now. And Colette's imagining some freaky stuff. She's thinking that Edward is whipping Will. Will tries to get up, boot straight to it.
I mean, yeah, Edward is a tsundere, as I said. He is and also he's sadistic. So.
His head. And Edward's like, dude, what is driving you so hard to try to become a Magia Vandal with no magic? You're useless. Work a 9 to 5 or something like that. But Will's not hearing that. He plants his fingers into the ground, breaking it. He grabs Edward's leg, making Edward hop back. And he tells him, yo, there's a certain someone up in the tower named Elfie. I'm sure you heard of her. She's probably a better mage than you. I'm not gonna lie, and she's younger than you. But me and her got a little something going on, so I gotta get up there to see her. Edward's like, this is for love? Nah, forget the one hit. I'ma make sure you can't even touch me. But let's try to get that music started up one more time, because that's when Colette pulls up, throws the sword to Will, and he catches
it. Is game over. Let's go.
It out the sky like a D1 wide receiver. He slides his goggles on yet again, and he gets his sword ready for the fight, and Edward shoots a beam at him, and he cuts clean through it. Edward covers the whole room in purple flames, thinking he's 10 steps ahead, but whole time Will had observation hockey, and Edward and Will stare at each other one more time before he lets off his attacks, and Will is dodging each and every single one. In mid-fight, they're telling us the history of the dwarves, how they may not have been able to use magic, but one dwarf was strong enough to run through and hit the mage. And peep this, Will cuts the pillar behind him so quick that I didn't even pick this up while I was watching it. I picked it.
I see my boy Will right here as like the leader of all of the dwarves. Like even that one guy, he's better than him too. Now in reality, I'm sure if he were to fight that dwarf, he would probably get stomped right here, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
As I'm recording it, and he uses a smoke screen to send the pillar at Edward. Edward then attacks from above, and he smiles thinking he won, but Will jumps into the sky to get out the attack. He then lands on the ceiling and jumps down and cuts clean through Edward's shield. And we already know who wins from here on out. Edward goes in for an attack, and Will goes in for one too, and we get this beautiful shot. And that's when we see that Will managed to cut Edward on his cheek. And Edward gets mad. He walks away talking like he's Boomhauer from King of the Hill, saying, "No, me, you piss, you know, magic can't." Yo, was that a good Boomhauer impersonation?
So imagine if he had his swear at the beginning. I truly think he might have killed him. Like, I think it might be a chance that he could kill him like that.
Or was that terrible?
Now, you can argue with me in the comments if you've seen this. Like,
let me know. I'll never do it again. We see Will working his 9 to 5 before he trips, but catches every single newspaper before they hit the ground and before he hits the ground. And he ends up reading, seeing that Elfie let out a new order that she needs ice crystals. So he pulls up to his roommate Rosti to tell him, yo, gear me up. I'm heading into the dungeon. My girl at the top of the tower, she wants some stuff. So of course I'm finna help her. And I'll see you later, buddy. So Will goes down to the dungeon expecting to get these ice crystals like he's picking up coins off the side of the road. Easy work, but all the low-level mages are taking that job from him. So after Will sees this, he decides he's going lower to see if he can find any other monsters, but he sees sound and he's like, yo, has that dude's power grown? I mean, when I first met him, he was moving like a Charmeleon. Now he's like a Charizard.
He got mad.
What's
yeah, he got mad.
Up with that. But as he's dropping down, he sees 3 Codys from Surf's Up. If Mahito jumped from Jujutsu Kaisen just to touch them and drop them in Wistoria surrounding this one girl. So he jumps off a giant icicle. I mean, he cooks each and every single one of them. They had no say. They didn't even get to fight back. We find out that this girl's name.
That's why I don't remember them. I was like, what are those? I was like, I don't remember seeing those. And then
it's Iris, and she's actually 2 years younger than Will. And she's like, yeah, I've actually met Elfaria. She's perfect. peak. You know, she saved me. So ever since that day, I've been her #1 glazer. But things can't always be sweet. Kiki notices something and tells Will to come look at it, and Will tells Iris when the Frost Walker leaves their tracks behind, you know, they leave some ice crystals, but these ones, nah, they're double the size. He's gotta be near her somewhere. And he was near there somewhere. He drops down to the ground, but Will's quick with it, gets Iris out the way. They quickly realize that's not a Frostwalker. They're face to face with a Frost Rex. But I mean, this has to be Will's quickest fight. I'm not gonna lie, because the Frost Rex can't take damage physically or with magic. And while Will is dodging these beams gracefully, no glaze, he ends up just wrapping the Frost Rex up, swinging around him like he's Lego Batman, moving different. I know you're buying the new game, because I'm buying it too.
I'm not buying that, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, I am not buying that.
He drops down. He lets that thing fly. He gives that man a cold stare, and that man gives him a cold hairline. And he lets that fire go. It goes around each and every single line, wrapped around the Frost Rex till it hits that bomb, and boom, he's gone. Who needs Scion in the spot when you have Will Surfort with Rosty's utensils? I mean, utilities, because utensils are like forks, spoons. I don't even know how I said that. And Iris locks in. She was like, I gotta report this. She goes to the Magia Vander. She's like, you know, that dude Will is the only interesting prospect I've seen, and he has no magic. And
yes, sir. Hey.
You see the Magia Vander are like, yeah, now let's not do this. And we have the rowdy one. He reminds me of Bet from Don Machi, and guess why he does? I don't know if I said it before, but the same person who made Don Machi made this. So this is a part 1.5.
Oh yeah, that is true. Don Machi, is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? Dude, that anime was peak. I'm waiting for another season. I liked I forgot her name, but I liked the yandere woman. I love yanderes. Okay, that's the reason. That's the true reason. But like, dude, she was so fun. Like, we don't need to have me forget my memories and everything from my past goddess though. I like, you know what I mean? We could just solve this civilly. You feel like, come on now.
Don Machi video, y'all getting that part 2 on season 2 soon. I got y'all, don't worry. And then we get introduced to the top of the class prospects. They are tearing through all these robots in this test, whatever you want to call it, and obviously Will's selling, but he's got to keep it on the low. He can't show out in front of everybody, and they can't truly know his potential. But Colette tells Will about the Grand Magic Festival, and he's like, yeah, I'm not entering that. Last time I made a fool out of myself, but she saw his strength, so she knows he would go dummy if he entered. And side note, if an anime has a tournament arc, you already know that anime is fire. You already know the tournament arc is finna be peak.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You have Heaven's Arena. You have the Dark Tournament. You have the Chunin exams. And that's all I can think of off the top of my head. And they were all fire. But late at night when Will's working his 9 to 5.
This might be a hot take. At least when I watched it, okay? Maybe if I were to rewatch it. But I didn't actually like the Chunin exams that much. I will be honest with you.
Chilling with the dwarves, Julius and his goons walk in. This dude is Scion, but Ice edition. And they're being straight racist. They're saying, yo, these dwarves need to up and out of the country. They're stinky. Dwarves, dwarven material. We don't need that in our country. And he's saying ain't no way the muggle work here. I need some food now. Y'all better lock in and serve me. But Will isn't standing for it after they call the food slop, and he kicks that.
I hate this. Yeah, this is why I hate this guy. This is exactly why I hate this guy. This was what I was gonna say. How the hell, bro? How dare you cook? How dare you kick food like that, bro? You know how much macros was in that food, bro? I hate you. Like, I don't even care if it was burnt, bro. Like, okay, maybe burnt is a stretch. Maybe. I don't even care if it was like raw or anything, bro. Like, I will probably still eat it. I would just take it home, bro. Like, give me like, what are we talking about? Like, I hate this. I hate that. Some people are so ungrateful. Like,
that junk on Will's shirt. Julius's goons start calling him a dwarf lover, and next thing they know, they're out cold, sleeping. Obviously, Julius gets heated and freezes the whole room, starts sending ice at Will, but Will's weaving. He's breaking the ice. He keeps weaving until he gets pinned up against the wall and gets an ice rose put across his chest. But Julius is like, nah, I'm not gonna end you here. I have no reason to do all that. So he's like, you're gonna join the tournament. And guess what? You're going to fight me. I'm gonna embarrass you in front of the entire school. And Will's like, yeah, I got you. And after I beat you, you're gonna apologize to everybody here because we know what's about to happen. But the Grand Magic Festival begins. You have scouts here left and right looking for the next prospects, looking for who could join the fight.
If he had his sword in that moment, he would have won.
Fire faction, the ice faction,
just go
any
down,
faction. We then see Sion boasting to his friends talking about, yeah, Colette just needed me for the crown attack. She wouldn't have made it anywhere without me. It's a good thing she finally opened her eyes and she's looking at a real man like me and not that dude who can't even use magic. Acting like she just asked for his hand in marriage when she said, yo, I only need you to join this team because no one's gonna want to join a team with somebody who can't use magic. Sion's blowing this.
That's what I mean, though. This is what I mean. I think that he liked her. Maybe.
Out of proportion,
Maybe.
like that one video I saw on TikTok where this girl asked the dude where the bathroom was and he blew it out to his friends saying, yo, she was hitting on me, dude. She totally wanted me. And of course, he's heated when he sees Will. But then they explain the rules of the crown attack. If you want to kill any other wizard, sure, go for it. But everybody starts in their own biome. And I know y'all have this experience in Minecraft. It wasn't just me trying to get back to your house after a long day of mining and you get stuck in 90 different biomes. You don't even find the biome that your house is actually located in. But there's obviously traps keeping them from getting to the crown in the middle, but whoever gets to the crown first, they win the entire thing. And all the students placed bets on who they thought would win in the crown attack. Of course, they got the top of the class. They got over on them, but on Will, now they got under. They got super under. They got him putting up 0 numbers. Tony.
Yeah, he's basically negative at this point. I'm gonna be honest.
No, even Professor Workner, the one that glazes Will, is saying, yo, you can't do this, bro. You have no magic. And Will's like, yeah, shut up. Watch me cook real quick. So he channels his Bob yet again and they're out. They get pulled up on by the robots Will couldn't defeat in class and the whole student body saying, yo, dude couldn't even beat a single one of them. What's he gonna do against a whole army? And Colette's like, nope, I got you. Gives him a big arm made out of whatever magic she uses, earth magic, and he starts going dumb. Left these dudes on their butts because they're like, no way Will Surfort just did that. Colette hits him with Utah's domain expansion, pulling swords out of nowhere, and we already know Will knows how to work a sword like a... I'm actually not gonna say...
I think my homeboy is stronger than Utah. That's what I think. Yeah.
That, but he starts throwing the swords at the traps like he's doing the javelin throw in the Olympics. He's going for gold and he cooks each and every single one of them. One's about to catch him lacking. Nope. He got through it and he hits a pose. Even the scouts are going crazy saying, how is this dude doing this no magic? And somehow everybody's bets are slipping because Will's team is taking first right now. More traps on the way, but Will carves them straight up out the ground like he's carving pumpkins for Halloween. I know it's on the way, but he's doing this early and he makes them all shoot the traps at each other. This man Will is moving on different levels. Asta could never. He's not as smart as my boy Will. And they keep pushing through in first place until an icicle comes out of nowhere and snipes Will straight through his cloak. We see the man Julius himself. He starts spamming his spells like Professor Edward. We know he's a teacher's pet and he pays attention in class because no other way would he do the same move this guy did, except Professor Edward actually hit his attacks. Will just dodged each and every single one. And that's when Sion walked.
The only reason why Professor Edward hit his attacks though was because my boy Will didn't even have his power. Okay, he didn't have his sword. He didn't have nothing. All he had was himself, and he wasn't strong enough to at least make himself the weapon. At least at this moment. Okay.
Up, and I hate to admit it, he is looking cold, but he sees Will standing between him and Julius, and he's like, I bet. Special beam cannon. That's what I'm about to hit you with. You're Goku. It's just taking one for the team, ain't it? And he lets out a big fire blast, burning the whole forest. Over exaggeration, of course, but Colette protects Will from the blast. Yeah, and Sion did that on purpose. He's like, forget the match. Me and you, we finna run the fade right now. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care about your one with Julius. I don't care about the crown. I'm about to win this 1v1, and yes, it's gonna result in me taking you down. Yes, that was a bar. And yes, I know I got that flow. But yeah, he straight attacks Will, but obviously Will dodges the attack. Colette gets secluded by an ice wall from Julius, and Sion starts rapid firing. Will blocks one of the beams, but he sends another one, and it ends up knocking Will's sword clean out of his hand. We get some backstory of Will and Sion as kids, and Sion's like, I kind of feel bad for the
number one rule is to not let go of your sword, bro. There's no way, bro. Nah, hell no.
Dude, you know he's getting bullied 24/7, so I guess I can make him my lackey, my underling, and you know everything will be all right. But Will ignores him. He does not pay attention, and this guy Sion mad because he's like, how is someone
that's demon time eyes? Oh hell.
with no talent ignoring me? And I'm the second coming of LeBron James. But then we cut back to Will trying to run from Sion, and he weaves the fireball and hides behind a tree, but Sion...
Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure my red haired guy over here idolized his girl, so that's why he was Also so mad too.
Sion blows his cover and grabs him by the leg with a fire lasso, but after being swung around in this beautiful shot, Will ends up cutting himself free but gets blasted mid-air, didn't even give him time to reset. And even Sion's goons are disappointed in him, saying, yo, bullying him is one thing, that's cool. Take his lunch money, stuff him in a locker, give him a wedgie, we don't care. But attacking your own teammate mid-game? This has never happened before. This is genuinely
That's crazy.
Insane. And the scouts are hating too. They're like, yeah, nah, we can't sign that dude. He's messed up. Sion shows Will he's different from that day, and he pulls out a Guardian, and Will splits through it no issue. And while he's running up to Sion, guess what? The Guardian regenerates no issue. He then hits him with a blast while he's distracted, but he switches hands and absorbs it with his glove that Colette gave him. Sion tells Will how he really feels, like I mentioned before, how I said he was the second coming of LeBron. You know, I got the parts mixed up. But basically he's saying, yo, how you ignored me, that's not cool. And Will's like, oh, I bet. I didn't know you were moving like that. So he puts his goggles on. He's like, you see me as a rival? Then I'ma see you as one. And they go all out, but Colette pulls up and she ruins the fight because she brings up a wall. They run into it. Boom. Bow. We out.
Man. He could have cut his head off right here, bro. Whatever.
But she tells Will, go ahead and run your one with Julius. He's waiting for you. So we got Julius and his goons walking into the arena thinking they won. But we see Will running and he's on hots. He's on speed. He's not slowing down. And he takes that leap of faith, no Miles Morales, and he's just flying over every single student watching, and he crashes into the ground. When they replay it, you already know it's a top 10 Aura Farm scene. Julius turns to face Will. Where the tape's at? Pull stick all in your booty, tell him take that. Julius opens the fight with a smoke screen, confusing Will, but he's like, this is light for me, till he starts getting hit with ice out of nowhere, and he's like, all right, the dude's coming from over here. No, he wasn't. They didn't move a single spot. He finds out that Julius can make clones, and the clones are bombs. They blow up right on top of Will, and this ends up trapping Will as a whole. And Will's like, hold on, let me not get too heated. But he's like, how are you using Elfie's magic? And Julius says, oh yeah? This junk is simple. I'ma show everybody she's a fraud. I'm talking Zonka. And Will gets mad and breaks free from the ice and starts running at Julius. So Will gets
You do not disrespect my girl Effie like that. Hell no.
gunned down yet again. Like I mentioned before, he pays attention to Professor Edward's every single move until 3 of the clones just randomly stop attacking. They corner him and they put him in a box. Will's trying to get out, but he can't damage it, and Julius said, look at that, a perfect cage for a monkey. This is genuine racism at this point. I mean, this is just crazy to say. And then Julius is like, yeah, we've seen enough. I embarrass you enough. And he drops a big iceberg on top of dude, and the whole
Bro think he's martyr or something. Oh, hell no.
whole audience thinks it's over. Professor Edward even stands up. I know he's happy. He's getting inside, and he's like, well, that's what a mage does. They attack without even moving a step. But Julius takes this as an opportunity to say, yo, I'm Alfaria's equal, and I'm gonna be her heir. You know, when she's done doing what she's doing, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna take that spot. Got the whole stadium glazing him too, saying no one can compare to him. And that's until the ice splits and we see Will walk out slowly.
You thought I was done.
He hit the most unnecessary pose ever, but who cares, because it was cool. He then tells Julius, yo, thank you for letting me cool off in there. I really needed that. You was talking about my girl crazy, so I had to lock in. And they start sending attacks at him, but he uses the smoke screen from the ice to knock out both of his lackeys. This also results in all of Julius's ice clones breaking, because Will found out the secret that he was using his 2 lackeys to keep them going. He tries to attack Will with his ice rolls, but Will cuts through each and every single one of them. But through the smoke screen, he summons clones, showing Will he can really do it without his lackeys. The clones all attack from above, but guess what? Will gets out of there easily. He's gone. Julius attacks as he lands, but he weaves one, weaves another, then he deflects 2 without even trying. And yes, sir, that pose was tough. And Julius is like, Will may be right, but he can't tell the difference between me and the clones, and that's
Is that right?
until out of nowhere Will dashes at him, but sadly just in time he protects himself with a wall, but Will cuts clean through the wall, knocking him back. And he tells him, I'ma be real with you got the temperature wrong. Ice crystals are gonna form at the feet of your clones. And Julius is like, why do you know so much about this spell, dude? You an Elfie Glazer? And he's like, yeah, actually we was raised together. That's the love of my life. So obviously Julius is getting heated. He goes for another attack, but
Oh, and by the way, I don't think he mentioned this, because I think it was already happened. Elfie made that spell when she was a child, bro. This man, like, hell no. You are nothing like Elfie. Hell no.
Will cuts clean through it, no emotion. And Will tells Julius, Alfie created that jump when she was 2 years old. You what, almost a grown man feeling like Albert Einstein cause you found out a spell like that? You gotta lock in, my boy, it's too late. So Julius goes Super Saiyan Blue. He freezes the whole floor and summons more clones than he had even when he had 2 people helping him. He starts getting cocky, laughing like a bobblehead, and he tells him beat that. Only 8 of them? I'ma hate to tell you this. At 6, maybe 7 years old, I got jumped by 10 Elfies at once. Julius started bleeding from this comment. I would too. And Julius attacks, but Will's dodging each and every single one, and he's running before he dashes. And hold on, top 5 fight choreography of 2024 right here. Will slides, then jumps, and he stabs the fake Julius through the head, and he stares at the real Julius, letting him know, yo, I see you right now. Julius then starts running.
Nah, he was basically like, I could have went for you first, but instead, I just wanted you to go. It's over for you.
Like, he got scared, but Will follows. He weaves and cuts through a fake clone, crazy. Jumps over the next 2 attacks. And let me grab some sunglasses because no way they thought this shot was a good idea. He then cuts the next piece of ice coming for him, and he jumps off 1, no 2, then cuts 1 more. Do you see the lengths girls will drive some people to? Because remember, he's doing all this because this dude dissed his girl's magic. And I guess because he was
okay, but they're basically together, okay? Like, she's waiting for him in the tower. Now, albeit, I think she should see him like once or twice, but I'm pretty sure she can't for some strange reason. But that's besides the point. They're literally lovers waiting for each other, okay? It's basically Romeo and Juliet. So honestly, I think it's not. Hey, it's valid. It's valid is what I'm trying to say.
Low-key being racist to the dwarves.
It's basically like, if you simp for your own girl, like, that's chill. Like, you guys should simp for each other. You guys are in a relationship. You feel me? Like,
too, I didn't forget that. All this to finish an S-rank combo with a cut to one of his ice clones on the way down. He then runs up and he weaves the next few attacks, and he hits the ice clone with a slide cut. And he stares down the attack and cuts through each and every single piece of ice, not letting one slip by, then weaves. Reflects 4 attacks from Julius, then jumps off his magic to spin hook kick his clone. He's back to his evil eye antics. Will pierces clean through another clone, trying to show off his jousting ability. He then deflects yet another piece of magic. He weaves the next one. 5 seconds, no copyright, and I don't know what to say. And he breaks 2 more just cause he can, flash steps and stabs one in the back. Decides it's a good day to go axe throwing, and he throws his sword and takes the final one out, leaving only him and Julius. He balls up his fist, getting ready to hit this man with a Saitama level punch, and he knocks dude's teeth out his mouth. They replay it 3 times just so we can see it, and he sends him.
Yeah, he's done, bro. He's like Naya from JJK, bro. He's
flying into the back wall, and yes, he's out cold. And no, they didn't win the crown attack because Wignall, the green-haired elf, pulled up.
Yeah.
And he got the crown at the last second, but who cares? Will got all the exposure he needs. And this next episode is low-key filler, so I'm going to speed run it because we getting a little short on time. I'm not going to hold you. So Professor Werkner tells him Praxis is coming up, and what Praxis is, you basically go down into the dungeon, you form yourself a party, you kill some monsters, and you pass the exam. Literally everybody switched up on Will. I'm talking about them TikToks you see where the guys are saying when they get their poll first day, they're switching up on their homies like it's golden loot from Fortnite.
Yo. Oh, I was always your homie. Oh, God. It's basically like when you have like food everyone wants or something at school. Hey, you're my best friend. I hated that shit so much, dude. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my.
Itching up the trigger, and everybody saying, well, yo, party with me, party with me, party with me. And when this girl grabs Will's hand, Colette is like, yeah, nah, we got a date. We're out of here. And while Will's telling Rusty about what he's going to do, he's like, oh, so she's...
Also, I like him a lot, too. I love her, bro. I love homeboy right here. We don't see much of him though.
Trying to move like that with you, so he goes on the date too. He's holding hands with Will, getting all freaky, getting all zesty, moving all different. And they're even arguing over this. Colette says, yo, up until 4 years ago, I was hugging this man nonstop, and Rossi is like, hugs? Brother, I took a bath with him, and they getting too freaky for me, so let's move on. But Leander, the strongest student, by the way, tells Will, follow me. I got a little something for you. And obviously, Sion and Julius are not happy to see the dude that beat both of them. No magic. But guess what? You guys are still losers, so cry about it. And she's like, if you want to be on this team, throw your coin in the cup. They all throw their coin in the cup, and they're a party. And Praxis finally begins, and they're out. But before that, we see the Fire Faction Magia Vander saying this barrier won't last much longer. And this low-key just foreshadowing that enemies are about to come into play.
I think he's like the second strongest, or like maybe even the strongest Magia Vander, if you're wondering.
Not just monsters in the dungeon anymore. But they come face to face with the first monsters they've seen in the dungeon, and Will readies his sword, and they're like, slow down. we don't need you close range. Liana, she got it on lock, and she takes out every single one of those ants. And they're basically telling Will, I'm gonna be so real, you're useless. Long range, they got all of us. Close range, we got her, and she can move quicker than you. What do we need you for? But then we...
So why is bro? Oh, not this guy. Not this guy. Oh, no.
see two unnamed antagonists, and they have been killing every professor in this dungeon besides Edward and Werkner. They've also cleared all the monsters, just leaving the dungeon monsterless. And when Will's party drops down to confront the floor boss,
I'm just gonna be honest, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh hell no. Like, it's basically a headless horseman riding text on air. Like, no, the hell no.
Floor boss has already been wiped. All the mages equip their search, and they can't find a single trace of a monster, but Will remembers when Werkner told him, yo, there's some demons that can hide from search. Will channels his inner instincts, and he looks up and the monster hits him with a blast, and he may block it. But Wignall gets hit with a mean slap, sending him into a wall, and then the floor ends up crashing down, and they all fall into a lower floor. And a little bit of context for the scene, Wignall's an elf, and they don't let you touch him unless they accept you, honor you, praise you, whatever, and Will has to touch him even though he's unconscious because he doesn't want dude to die. And obviously, every party got split up here. Will tries to help Wignall up, but he slaps his hand out the way, talking about some don't touch me, you dirty muggle. Said that junk like it
so prideful.
It was
so
a slur.
prideful.
And they get jumped by some giant hogs, and of course Will's cooking each and every single one. Wignall can't even kill one. It leaves him sitting on his butt screaming, help me, and Will saves his life. Dude was having flashbacks, literally watching his life flash before his eyes, and he's calling this man a muggle. Lock in. And he tells Will, I'm actually a muggle like you. I'm a dreg, which is basically the mud bloods of my kind. He tells Will his magic is only illusionary. It's supposed to be illusions, yes, but it's supposed to have physical form to it, and he can't get it quite that far. So while he may be strong, he's leftovers in the elf world, and the elves are supposed to be the top of the school. And while he is the top, yes, he can't leave the school to go into the tower because he's just not like.
So basically he is bullied by all the other elves. And so he hates them, but he also hates those that like elves also hate. Bruh. Oh my god. He has no one essentially. That's crazy.
That. And his sister is a Magia Vander already. And Will tells him, hey, I knew we were the same. I had a feeling about it. But then they find out that the dungeon is literally giving birth to new monsters.
So essentially he's just like, I knew we were the same. We're both losers. That's crazy.
As they speak, and these monsters can't be affected by magic or physical attacks. They're
but at least we're losers together. Yeah.
cooked until Will inspires him to not give up, and he tries to attack again, but his illusions are real this time, and they pierce through each and every single monster. And after he gives Will a real man's dap because he honors him, Wignall and Will get to running because they gotta reunite with their party, and they finally come across Scion and Julius. Colette and Liana think they ran into their professor till his head falls smooth.
It's the guy. If you were what? It's the guy. It's the guy, bro.
Off his body. He goes in for an attack on Liana and Colette, but just in time, Will pulls up and blocks the mess out of that attack. The antagonists decide to carry on with what they came here for, and the headless guy's like, I bet I'm leaving y'all a present. And he teleports the monster we saw from before right into their faces. So they do what any smart person would do. Run to regroup, because they're like, hold on, we're not taking this dude head
out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
Hey Muggle, since you can't use magic, you wanna tell me something real quick, cuz? How we finna beat this monster, bro? Is this the end?
Now, I don't know if I hit my head or something, but you guys are acting like Patrick, because there's no way you're considering relying on a Muggle to get us out of this situation.
Yes, I said.
Yo, he beat you. Shut the hell up. Yo.
We fight.
Alright, dude. You might be right, dude.
Killing the Duke is our only option.
Well, if I had to say my input, I want beans and toast. And I heard Will makes a good one.
Yo, that Wignall part was genuine buns, but I didn't know what else to say for him. But Wignall says that
that was beautiful. I love that. That was actually one of the funniest parts in this whole thing for me. I love
to Will permission to touch him, which sounds low-key a little freaky. But he tells Liana that other than her, that's the only human he's ever trusted. No questions asked, they're right back to the fight. Will told Julius a secret to Ars Vice, saying you can use your clones to finish a spell. So if it's a long incantation, just switch to him back and forth. And he finishes his supercalifragilisticexpialidocious long title spell right out of the thesaurus, only for it to hit the Duke and do absolutely no damage. He ate that junk. But all
shut out here, man. Fucking tough out here, bro.
Good, no sweat. They had Liana on the flank. She starts moving like the Flash, and she's running up to him. Oh, No damage. Will goes in for the save though, and he has to start weaving heat-seeking missiles. It's not looking too hot till he tells Kiki to put up a barrier to protect them, but the lasers break through the barrier and break the glasses on Will's face. They done took the cleanest thing about the main character away. His
Not Elfie's glasses, bro. My Elfie, bro. Like, what are we talking
Bob
about?
goggles. He gets stunned not only because Elfie gave these to him, but the last time they saw each other, she gave him this as a parting gift. Lehana and Wignall try to fight, but nothing is going their way. She tries to attack, gets knocked back. Wignall goes in for his attack, but guess what? That man does no damage. Nothing to him, and the scream knocks him to the floor. And Will crawls over to Sion. He's like, yo, beat me up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Give me a good punch. He's moving like Aaron in that one season we all hated him in. And Sion starts beating the mess out of him, saying, yo, what are you doing? And he starts getting a little too crazy, and Will catches his fist. He's like, whoa. I ain't say do all that. No, I'm not getting sweet. I'll still mess you up. I gotta look good for my wedding. So Will picks up his sword, and he jumps into attack.
These two are homies. If I remember correctly, he said thank you from all those punches. Like,
Jesse, get knocked back down. You better stay on the floor, dummy, because you are not cooking. But Will ain't giving up. He's dodging these lasers like he's Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. All right, I lied, back to square one because he tries to cut through an attack and get sent straight to the ground. But the Duke locks in and he shoots lasers straight at Will's direction. But Will is prepared. When the lasers hit the ground and create a smoke screen, he leaves his sword, jumps from the top rope, and he grabs the sword that Colette is summoning for him mid-air, and he cuts through one of the Duke's wings. And by the way, the Duke's wings are supposed to be impenetrable, and guess what? Will just penetrated one. I don't know what Sion was thinking, but he did a full power magic attack just for it to hit the Duke, and the Duke brushed it off like it was dust on clothes. He's like, yo, get your mans. But this weird magic crystal appears out of nowhere, and it's from Rosti up top, and he's saying, remember, it's wand and sword, not just wand. You gotta mix them together. We get this flashback of two masked people holding a baby, and I'm assuming the baby is Will, but he tells Sion to throw some fire on his blade, and Sion puts fire on his blade, and his blade starts absorbing the spell. Got everybody shook, even Edward and Werner watching on their little magic ball. And Will hits this cold pose before the monster shoots beams at him, and he starts running, jumping in the sky. I did not know Will could fly, and the Duke tilts up and sends out his ultimate attack, and Will isn't having that. He starts crashing down like a meteor through each and every laser the Duke just shot at him, and he drops down and he splits clean through the Duke like he's a fraction, and he stares him down as he watches the Duke slide to the ground. Don't get your hopes up, because all of the monsters called to this area appear, and none of them have enough power to fight back. So guess what? They all get gunned down by the Magi
slide to the
who was on an expedition. Duh. Will meets this guy named Finn, who's obviously gonna be important in season 2, because Will said, yo, I couldn't take my eyes off a dude. But in the end, none of the students died, only a few of the professors. Sion's like, yo, Will, we're gonna run it. I don't care if I'm still recovering. And him and Will have a little fight that you can't really call a fight, because they're just running from each other the whole time. And the professors pull up and they gotta flee the scene. And Will's like, ha ha ha, I finally have friends, yay. And then that's the end. Anime. So hopefully y'all,
I mean, he didn't have friends except for Elfie for the longest time. So yeah,
I did enjoy that video. We ran a little further than, you know, the scheduled time. I made a 12 episode anime, 35 minutes, but low key, if you think about,
I mean, that's pretty decent though. That's really good. Like he didn't do that bad of a job compressing it. He could have done better or whatever, sure. But this is very high edited. I freak with the video. Hell yeah, bro.
About it was 20 times 12. It's like a big number, and I shortened it down to 35 minutes. So who cares? It was a lot of fighting. I had to do a lot of talking. But like,
yeah,
subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, which is finna be on a Demon Slayer movie. I lied. Probably Demon Slayer 1, then the Demon Slayer movie. We gonna be cooking in September.
This is actually an excellent video though. Like, holy, the way he compressed this, like, as I said, he could have done better with compressing it or whatever, sure. But like, he actually compressed that amazing, in my opinion. I will leave the original video in the description as always, because this was a really good, well-made video. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye.